Hey, what's going on everyone? I'm the OPJellicent and we're back here on Pokemon Showdown. Gonna be doing some laddering with this Mega Absol squad I just put together. We're actually running 4 attacks. I'm not opting to run Swords Dance. I don't think Swords Dance is very viable in OU. I definitely like the 4 attacks variant better just because dual Dark Stab is obviously what you need to run. Player F can go ahead and press your Pokemon like Kyurem-Black. It knocks that out after Stealth Rocks as well as Mega Medicham. And then Fire Blaster right here is just really good against Steel types that may want to take on Kartana, such as Skarmory and Celesteela. So I think this offensive core right here can definitely work out. We're pairing Mega Absol with a more special breaker right here. Choice specs Keldeo. I'm actually going with Scald just because I do want to try to burn Tapu Bulu and Ferrothorn on the switch, and if at all possible. We have Icy Wind for Lottie, Secret Sword, and Hydro Pump for our main dual stab right here. Spit F Jirachi mainly meant to take on Lele and Magearna. It is also our Stealth Rock for the team. Scarf Kartana as a late game cleaner. Torn right here is a Defogger as well as a Z move set. I've actually really been enjoying Rocky Helmet, but I figured that since I don't have a Z move user, I could go ahead and make this the Z. And then finally, a Lefties Defog Tapu Koko. We actually have double Defog on the team, mainly just for T-Spikes. Like, we really don't care about any other hazards. We also have Magic Bounce, but I figured it could be a good bet. And yeah, that's going to be the squad. It'll be down below in the description in case you guys do want to try it out. And let's go ahead and get right into the games. Alright, I got a game right here, and my opponent is really weak to Tapu Koko except for Ferrothorn, so that could be good for me. Specs Keldeo right here is just another really nice breaker against my opponent. Got a scout for the Assault Vest Magearna, but I'm thinking my best lead right here is probably going to be something that can take on the Medicham lead. And I'm thinking Torn is probably the best bet for that. It doesn't really care about Fake Out due to Regenerator, as my opponent decides to lead off here with the Magearna. This thing is a problem. It's probably clicking Volt Switch right away. I could just click Knockoff initially, but I do want to keep Tornadus healthy in case this is some sort of Z Thunderbolt set. So I'm going to go Jirachi here. Worst case, they get the Volt Switch out. Yeah, it is actually, they're just going for game, okay. I'm going to Iron Head this down. Okay, they're going for game, turn 2, and they're relying on Focus Blast to do it, so I'm not quite sure what to think about that. Yeah, that's not doing any sort of damage right there. I'm even going to take the time to get up rocks here. Okay, so I figured they might switch out, so let's go ahead and throw those up, and I believe right here what I can do is just U-turn out. And probably bring in my... So I'm thinking maybe Torn here or Kartana. Kartana's not bad, but at the same time, Kartana can win after this thing gets weakened. I'll go Torn here, as my opponent goes for a Leech Seed and misses. Kind of unfortunate for them. I will just throw off a knockoff here. They could have Heat Wave, I guess. I mean, they could have Gyro Ball, and they might expect me to have Heat Wave, is what I was meant to say. So I'll go right here for a knockoff and just see what my opponent is. It is a lefty set, and I do have a Flying EMZ coming this thing's way right now, so I will be throwing that off right here and just knocking out the Landers. Really surprised the way they played their Magearna. Like, they didn't even get any damage on my Jirachi. It's still healthy for the Lele, so that's really good. I guess maybe Mimikyu just comes out here. I'm not quite sure what my opponent wants to do at this point. Landers being gone is really good for Kartana as well, so I'm pretty happy about that. I just got to be careful about Choice Scarf Lele. So Mimikyu does come out here. I'm just going to U-turn to break the disguise and immediately bring out my Kartana to threaten this. They just go for a play rough, which is not that big of a deal to me. I believe my optimal play right here is just to go for a knockoff. In case Ferrothorn comes out, I get to chip that down, is the mindset. So now Smart Strike looks like a very easy win late game. I'm going to go back to Torn here, as my opponent just goes for the Gyro Ball. Not too worried about that. They shouldn't stand right here just because Smart Strike is a giant threat, but I'll Hurricane in case they do, yeah. My opponent clearly did not recognize that as being a problem against their team. I'll go Absol here and get Absol to do some work too. I'll just go for a knockoff. Okay. Well, actually, I already knocked off the item, didn't I? So maybe I have to Fire Blast here. Yeah, so I hit into the Ferrothorn, and that basically means Kartana is just going to win the game now. Everything is in range of Smart Strike. I just got to get it in on one of these 3. Yeah, Mimikyu is not a problem. In fact, I probably just live for Mimikyu. I probably just knock it out is what I meant. So yeah, Mimikyu goes down there. And I don't think my opponent really has many options here. I will go ahead and switch out to Jirachi on the Moonblast. Just U-turn out here on the Magearna, and let's end the game with Kartana now. It should do 32% with Smart Strike, I'm thinking. And my opponent cannot really click priority attacks under this terrain, so yeah, that's going to knock that out. And my opponent just sacked like all the Kartana checks. I guess they're going to bank on this outspeeding me, which it's not going to. And then finally, Medicham, this will not be able to beat my team. So the disconnect, I'm assuming that means they're not coming back, and I'll be right back with another game. Alright, I got another game, and my opponent really hits Mega Absol. Unfortunately, the Deontay is kind of stopping that because I don't have a Steel-type attack, but we can make it work right here. I'm thinking maybe... So Keldeo looks really good against my opponent too. It actually hits everything super effectively, and obviously the Kartana is not going to take a hit. And I actually hit that super effectively too with Secret Sword. I'm thinking right here Diancie would be the lead every time. So I'm going to try to pressure that with Kartana right away. Diancie does lead here. Okay, so that's totally fine. I will just go ahead and Smart Strike initially. If they go Volcarona, that could be annoying because it could Flame Body burn me here. They go Landers. Okay, so damage on Lando is... I'll definitely take that. Can I know your Absol set? Did I forget to ignore? I mean, I'm not going to say my Absol set during the match. Like, there's no way I'm going to say that. Let's go ahead and ignore here. And I'm going to go Torn here on the knockoff. He reveals my Z move, which is, I guess, not that big of a deal. Probably Scarf Lando then. I'll go for U-turn here. You should go Diancie, yeah. And this basically lets me get in my Jirachi here. And I'm just going to Iron Head initially. Don't want them staying in, and... Like, I could obviously Rocks here and I switch out to maybe Lando, but I really don't think that play is worth it. Like, damage on Lando is good for Kart anyway. I'll go Torn here on the next knockoff, and I guess I'll U-turn again. They should go Diancie, yeah. I'll go Jirachi here, and like, my opponent's not really getting anything out of this. I should just Iron Head again. Yeah, like, my opponent's getting nothing here. Okay, they explode into that, but they sack the ground immunity just to get rid of my Pokemon. So that makes Kartana just that much more of a threat here, which is looking very good. In fact, after I get up my rocks and maybe weaken these two Pokemon, knockoff looks like a very good endgame. So right here, I'm thinking Diancie comes back out. So I'll just go Kartana. Greninja actually comes out. Do I think this would be Scarf Purdian? Do I have a switch into Scarf Purdian? I think I should switch out every time into Keld on the Lottie. Good switch by my opponent. I'll go into Jirachi here on the Psychic, and now that the Diancie's not Mega Evolved, I actually get to just throw up my rocks here. And I'm thinking Scarf Lando might have actually been the defogger, so this could be okay. I'll go Keld here. I'm thinking they just Dark Pulse at this point. I don't really see them doing much else. Yeah, they just Dark Pulse, and maybe what I can do here is just go for an Icy Wind. 2-hit KO this lot. Never mind, not 2-hit KO this Lottie. They probably should go Gran again, like it's a very safe double, but they actually do have defog on this. I mean, I'm not worried about the Volcarona. I'll get up rocks here again as Diancie comes out, and I will just go ahead and Iron Head here. They might get up their own rocks. I wish I had my Magic Bouncer Mega Evolved just to prevent this whole scenario, but yeah, that knocks me out. I'm thinking, I mean, Volcarona kind of has to come out, but they go Lottie here. I'm going to go for U-turn into a Roost. That's fine. Allows me to get in my Absol, and knockoff is just a free click, so I'll be going for that here. It will knock out the Lottie, yeah, okay, so I get rid of Lottie right there. Kartana comes in next, probably Choice Scarf. I'm going to go with Jirachi here on a Life Orb Sacred Sword, because I could have actually just knocked that out, but, I mean, it's okay. I can just go right here for a U-turn, as my opponent goes for that. Free Coco here is all I'm looking at. Thunderbolt's a very free click. Knock that thing out, and I don't think anything actually lives. Like, Volcarona will go down. Greninja will not knock me out. And knock that out here. And my opponent's just going to go ahead and forfeit. So we pick up that one right there too. Very good. I'm really confused about how they played their early game, just because I feel like as though I was making a lot of obvious switches and they maybe should have switched up their playstyle at some point, but it worked out for us, and I'll be right back with another game. Alright, I got the next game right here, and my opponent has a Zydog, which is very interesting. It's actually a threat against my team too. Just 1000 arrow spam is going to be really scary because my ground immunity is not immune to that move. So I actually think that might be their lead. That, I believe, speed ties with my Mega Absol. I'm pretty sure they're both 115. So that'll be interesting. I'm thinking Aerodactyl or potentially the Serp could be a good lead on my opponent's end. So I'm going to go ahead and lead off here with my Coco. More so Aerodactyl, yeah. They do lead off with Aerodactyl. So this is definitely the Mega. And it's probably going for Earthquake here if I had to guess. I'll go Kartana on the Earthquake. They just go for Rocks. Never mind. So what's the Mega then? Is this not the Mega? Oh, this thing wins, so I'm actually not going to leave it in here. I'm going to go Torn. As Magearna comes out, okay. I will U-turn out here and attempt to get up my own rocks. They're actually AV, okay, so the good information right there. I didn't want to have Torn take a Volt Switch from the Electric Terrain, but yeah, now this thing gets to come in and just mess me up. Huh, what am I sacking off here? It's probably Choice Band, right? I'll go Torn. Yeah, it's definitely Choice Band. Wow. Okay, well now I'm going to mess something up with my Pokemon here. I believe my best play is just to go for a... So I'm thinking Secret Sword here is not a bad decision in case Magearna comes in. Because I should 2-hit KO that, yeah. And I don't really care about Lele, so I'm just going to Secret Sword again here. This is great damage for my Kartana, so I go ahead and hit the Lele here for a bit. I'll go Jirachi here on the Moonblast and just get up my rocks here. I'm clearly going for the Kartana win late game, so this thing's gonna come back in and claim another Mon. Really frustrating Pokemon right here. I think I just throw out my Koko here. No, Koko can actually do work late game. I'm gonna go what, Absol here? Just throw out Absol? I think I throw out Jirachi at this point and just try to offensively pressure his team with Kartana enough. Yeah, there's nothing I can do against that. I'm gonna go Keldeo here. I should live 1, I'm assuming. And here I can just Scald for a bit of damage. It should OHKO the Zygarde, and I should live 1. Pretty sure that OHKO'd anyway. It is choice specs, so that's kind of cool. Aerodactyl can come out here, so can the Serperior. If it is choice Scarf Syrup, I just lost the game, so that's something to keep in mind. Aerodactyl comes in. So, I mean, I should keep this alive, I think, and maybe go Koko here on the Earthquake. So this is a speed tie. Ideally, I win it, so I can put myself in a position to hurt something else. I do not win the tie, okay. So Kartana comes out here and just Smart Strikes. And then I don't know if I can win. Maybe I can win right now, depending on things. He has to go Gran. If it's Scarf Protean Gran, I've lost. But if not, then what's the... I'm pretty sure Smart Strike's not going to kill him. Syrup comes out. I just have to stand and go for it. And it's Scarf Syrup. Yeah, GG, man. Nothing I could really do right there. I'll go ahead and forfeit, and that's going to be that. I think Scarf Syrup's a really good set, and it definitely got me right there. I just got blown away, and I'll be right back with another game. Alright, so tough L in the last game right there. I definitely think if I played more offensively, maybe I could have done better, but... Right here, I'm thinking once again Kartana can go in, as well as maybe my Koko. Unfortunately, I do not have Hidden Power Ice, but... I guess Keldeo is also a good threat right here, too. I'm mainly worried about the Gara, but I do have a Scarf Kartana, so I want to prioritize getting up rocks early, and I can really do that against a lot, so I'm just going to lead off here with my Jirachi, as ideally they don't lead Heatran. Greninja's kind of a bad lead for me, too. I will just go Keld here, as it's Protean. Okay, so good to know that. I'm assuming probably the Clef would come out here, right? And try to get up rocks against me, because my Absol is not Mega Evolved yet. That sounds like a good play. Either that, or they just go Clef and Moonblast. Gara actually comes in, huh? Kind of intrigued about that. So I could stay in right here and get damage that I need for my cart. They wouldn't Mega Evolve, which makes me... I think I just go cart here. Yeah, on the Dragon Dance, they're just going for like game right away. So this is a high crit ratio move. I do not need the crit, I believe. I'm pretty sure I can be fine anyway. Let's go for it though. Let's go for Leaf Blade and see how much damage we're doing. So that looks to be in range of... They go for a regular bounce. Regular bounce is interesting. Do I let my Kartana take this damage? I feel like Kartana might be too important to let it take the damage. I'm just going to let it take the hit here. Thankfully no Para, and what I can do now is just go for a... So they should go Heatran or Pharaoh here, but I'm just going to Leaf Blade on the off chance they just go off my Choke and DD again. Like, there's no way I can switch out here and risk them Dragon Dancing again, even though they have 2 great switch-ins. Potentially 32. Gliscor probably comes in for basically free here. But this Gyarados was a giant threat, and the fact that it's at 25% now just makes Keldeo so good late game. Yep, so they switch out. That's fine. They should have switched out right there, as what I can do right here is just go Torn. Yeah, rocks go up, but I can always just defog them here. They could have Gyro Ball. It'll probably do around 60%, I want to say. And then I don't know what I would really do. I would probably just Raw Hurricane or maybe Knock Off. If they're switching out here, it'll be out into either Clef or the Heatran now. If they go Clef, it could be T-Wave Clef, so I'd have to keep that in mind. Gliscor comes in. So Toxic Orb goes off, not a big deal. I believe what I want to do here is just Raw Hurricane this. Does a good amount as they just go for U-turn. So I get to weaken Gliscor, which is actually really cool for Absol and Koko in the back. Let's see what comes in here, because that U-turn really didn't get anything from my opponent. I'll just knock off here too, like, I don't really mind anything right now. Prevent this thing from getting recovery is really good. I'll just go right here for a U-turn into my Jirachi, and finally try to get up my hazards. Double Leech is a good play. I'll go for rocks here, as they should go either Gliscor or Gara. I'm thinking Gliscor here, makes a lot of sense, but Gyarados could also be a play. They actually just opt to stay in. Interesting play there. I'll go here for a U-turn, as Gliscor actually opts to come in. So that's actually great for me. I get to get in Keld here. Ferrothorn's a switch in. They should sack Gyara here, but I'm going to go for Scald. Like, Scald can burn the Ferrothorn. They do go Ferrothorn. I think you should have sacked Gary every time. I don't get the burn, unfortunately. That's kind of bad. Gonna go Cart here on the Protect. Okay. So they can Protect a Scout by move if they really want to. I'm just gonna Sacred Sword here. If they give me this Ferrothorn, they have no Water Resist in the game. They have 2, but, like, Greninja's not gonna come in. Yeah, so I'm just gonna Sacred Sword here as Gliscor. Obvious Gliscor is obvious. I'll just go here into my... I'm thinking Torn here on the Roost, and I just get to throw off another attack now, which is really cool. So I guess maybe they're not actually going for the Heatran play, which is really interesting. Gliscor is weakened again, which is really good for a Cart. So what comes in here? Either Ferrothorn or Heatran, really. I guess Gren could come back. What would I do against Gren? I don't really have good responses. I don't want to let Keldeo get weakened. Clef comes in. Okay, so I'm just going to knock off Clef. This could be T-Wave, though, and I really don't want my Torn getting T-Waved. I'm going to U-turn to Coco, expecting a T-Wave here. Yeah, they do have T-Wave. Okay, nice. So I'm glad I made that maneuver rather than just staying in with Torn. And now what I can do right here is just go for a... I'm thinking of just a U-turn here. I'm just going to Thunderbolt initially, actually. Yeah, so Gliscor comes in. I guess they may actually scout for a Hidden Power Ice. Like, it's a very obvious click right here. They don't. Okay, so I guess they just don't care. I'm going to go Keld here. I guess Coco is not really running Hidden Power Ice much. So, like, would they go Ferrothorn again? It's getting weakened every time it comes in, though. So, like, I'm not as worried as I should be. I'm thinking this is where the Garasek happens. Clef is not going to take 2 of these. Yeah, get blown away, Clef. And now I just get to Scald again. I don't really understand the mindset behind that play right there. Yeah, because now you basically have to go Ferrothorn or finally sack off that Gyara, so... Yeah, they go Ferrothorn again, too, which is like, why are you letting me weaken this? I don't get the burn again, which is annoying. I'll go Cart here on the Leech Seed. Really can't allow this to recover ever. So I'm thinking right here, maybe just Sacred Sword again. And I always Sacred Sword twice, I think. I really can't let Ferrothorn recover, and... Like, Keldeo is just going to go in late game the way I see it. Especially since Clef is in range of 2 Secret Swords now. So Clef actually comes in. I guess this is going to try to recover on me. It can do it. Okay, that's interesting. Don't really care, though. Like, I'm going to go Coco here on the T-Wave. Just goes for that. Like, I don't really care about that. In fact, I'll U-turn here. No, I should Thunderbolt. I should Thunderbolt this. Just based on how my opponent's been playing, I should Thunderbolt here. Because, like, I always have Torn as a safe pivot to the Gliscor. Yeah, so they stay in. Calm Mind is not a problem. I have a Jirachi. And, like, basically, they can't really do any damage to me. My Leftovers is going to be doing more than their Moonblast. My best play here is Iron Head. I'm going to acknowledge that flinches are a necessity, but the flinch odds are in my favor right here. So, let's see what we can make happen. There's one. Heatran comes in. So I force the Clef out after it's weakened again, which is really cool. This thing is a giant issue. Do I let Cart finally go down? No, I'm going to U-turn here. Gonna slow U-turn out is, I think, fine. You go for Earth Power, doesn't do too much. Keld comes in and finally forces a kill, I think. 63. I'm just going to Scald. Scald's my play. There's no way I can risk missing right here. Eventually, Ferrothorn will be out of in range of my Scald. So this comes in here. Let's see if it can actually take 2 from 42. I think it can. 21. Still no burn on the third. I'm going to try this. Okay, I get the same roll. Nice. And now... I mean, what actually comes in here? Nothing. Gren has to come in. We saw this died, right? How much damage? I took 59. Never mind. So I do actually have to switch out, unfortunately, here into my Jirachi. I'm just trying to figure out the maneuver I need to get Keldeo in a good spot. I'm not going to risk Keldeo here on a Moonblast. I have to switch out. Thunder Wave's annoying. So maybe I should have gone Coco, but that's not a big deal. I just get to U-turn out now and then bring in my... Calm Mind comes out. As long as I don't get paralyzed, this is not going to be a problem. There we go. Okay, Kartana, come in here and get rid of this thing. I just Smart Strike every time. They may think I don't have it, but I always click this attack right here. Letting Jirachi get paralyzed was a big misplay, but it's okay. I'm going to Smart Strike here. Ideally, they just stay in and let me have this Pokemon. They go Tran, okay. So against Tran, I don't think Paralyzed Jirachi has any value. So let's just give him that and then go Keld now. Keld is finally going to be forcing kills. I'm tempted to Hydro Pump in case they go Grand, but I'm just gonna Scald. Yeah, Scald's my play. I guess Jirachi could come in after. I mean, Clef, maybe. Greninja's the last threat to my team that I'm actually worried about, so I gotta keep Keldeo as healthy as possible. And potentially Scarf Kartana would be a very good Pokemon to keep here too. So right here something's going down. I'm assuming Gyarados finally gets sacked. I think they should have sacked it before letting Ferrothorn go down. Does Gyarados come in? Is that why they're preserving it? No, it never came in. I don't know why they actually never sacked that off, but... Clef comes in here. I'll go Coco. Yeah, Coco's my play. As they attempt to T-Wave me. I will just Thunderbolt here. Don't really care about Gliscor, as I said. Okay, let's U-turn out here. Into Torn. On their U-turn. Gran is such a problem. Huh, what am I going to do against Gran? They keep on going Clef and not Gran, though. I'm going to Hurricane here. Now I'm going to U-turn back to Coco. On a Calm Mind, okay. So, like, I guess I should defog, just in case Cart needs to be a little bit more valuable. Moonblast's there. I will U-turn out here. I'm just going to Thunderbolt initially. I think they might knock me out, and the damage could be good for Kartana. Calm Minds again. I'm just going to Thunderbolt here. Soft Boileds, okay. I'll just Thunderbolt again. They knock me out there. Smart Strike should do a lot here, so I'm just going to click that. If they T-Wave me, I'll have to break through after. Gliscor comes in. Okay, so we force out the Clef, which is really all that matters here. I'll bring in Torn here. They get free T-Waves with Clef now, though, which really sucks. Yeah, Clef comes out, and I'm just going to go for the Z here. Like, I got to go for the Z and then hope I outspeed after. Can I outspeed this? 187. I will outspeed him. I do outspeed here, and I really need to break through and hit this Hurricane. Or else I might lose on the spot. I don't know if they'll switch it out or not. Man, this is where Air Slash should be a little bit more reliable. I really need to try to break through. I definitely outspeed this Clef. There's no way it outspeeds me. It would need a good amount of speed investment. Yeah, there's no way you run speed on Clef, right? I don't think so. So yeah, this is what the game's going to come down to, I think, whether or not I break through here. Because after this thing goes down, Keldeo just wins. But if they get the recovery, then I don't think I can win anymore. Another option right here is just going hard Kartana. To make sure that I can take this on later. I'm just going to Hurricane. Gliscor comes in and takes a lot, so I could actually probably do the same thing here. Yeah, but since he's faster, I'll actually go for the U-turn. And now what I can do is just click Scald here. What did the Greninja do at turn 1? Didn't it U-turn? It was definitely Protean, right? Greninja clicked U-turn and transformed into a bug type. So Ice Beam is clearly the end game they're going for. They give me this Pokemon. They have to go Gren here. Yeah, Gren comes out. I think my Sec is Torn, if anything. Let's get in Torn here. As U-turn is the play of choice. Not too worried about U-turn. I just got to keep my Keldeo healthy out of range of Ice Beam. And I don't think I can lose this game otherwise. So Heatran would probably be the bring-in here. No, I guess it's Clef, huh? Gonna attempt to U-turn out. Now, I have to attempt a Hurricane, because if I U-turn out, I can't let anything else take a Moonblast. I do break through and hit, nice. Kind of scary. I definitely misplayed by letting my Jirachi get paralyzed initially. That was gonna be a really game-deciding turn. So like I said, no letting my Keldeo take damage. I'll just U-turn out here. That para really sucks, because I could have gotten in Keldeo for free. I guess it doesn't matter, like... I just go Keld now, and click Scald. Actually, I can just Secret Sword, I think. It should knock this out. And it makes sure that Gran cannot come in. So they probably have to freeze me to win, is what I'm thinking. And I'm pretty sure Absol will take 1. Yes, it goes for that. I just Secret Sword here. Is there an attack that Greninja can go for and knock me out with? I don't think so. I think no matter what, Kartana's the sack here, and then I see what move they're locked into and respond accordingly. I'm just going to Secret Sword it, though. They go for U-turn, which I guess was their best attack to hit everything. And it looks like we'll be able to win this game right here. They're clearly Scarf, and that is going to be that. Yeah, they were in range of Sucker Punch anyway, so it got really scary when my Jirachi got T-waved. Definitely misplayed at that point, but I'll be right back with another game. Alright, I got the next game right here, going to be up against a Sun team, except it's not completely Sun. I got to be really careful about not losing to Umbreon late game, because the only thing that actually breaks through that is my Keldeo. And I'm thinking right here maybe just Torn can be a good lead. Don't really see what it struggles with right here, so I'll just go for a knockoff is what I'm thinking. And maybe they'll just stand and let me knock the Heat Rock off, which could be cool. It's actually lefties, and they try to go for the burn, so really surprised about that. I'm just going to Z into this here. I feel like it might knock it out, and I'm kind of banking on it doing that. Yeah, I just get sort of Torkoal right there, which is really good for me. Now, Umbreon may come in next. If it's Curse Umbreon, I gotta be really careful. Venusaur comes in, okay. I'll go Jirachi here. It should probably click Growth, but I'm gonna go with Jirachi anyway in case he goes for Sludge Bomb right away, yeah. And I'm just gonna attempt to get up my rocks here. It's gonna Growth right now, but... Or I guess Hidden Power, okay. I'll go for a U-turn here. Rocks are really valuable against the Beedrill and the Zapdos, so I'm totally okay with this. And I get to keep Jirachi alive too, which is really cool. It looks like Sun is about to go down, so maybe what I can do here is just go Torn. And Torn's, I'm thinking maybe just a Hurricane here is very valuable. I unfortunately do not hit, so I'm gonna U-turn out here, just to ensure that I can keep Torn at a reasonable amount of health. Bring in this, and I never let Torn go down, basically. I just go for an Iron Head here. They're clearly adamant about sacking this. They unfortunately actually knock me out there. Wasn't expecting that. I mean, it allows me to bring out Absol here, and Absol can just go ahead and click. I'm thinking maybe knockoff here. Yeah, and just get rid of that thing, which is really cool. Wish I had a more reliable way to hit Umbreon, but I guess that's okay. Keldeo looks like it can just go in late game right here, so that's looking like a good end game for sure. Yeah, like water type attacks just kind of have fun. I don't think Play Rough knocks this out, and I'm not going to risk it not, so I'm just going to go Torn here on the knockoff. So actually, I could have Play Roughed on that, but I'll Hurricane here. I missed my first one. Can I hit this one? A damage for Keldeo right here would be super good. I do hit. Nice. Okay, so Coco can come out now, and just Thunderbolt here. I'm thinking they're going for the Umbreon when late game. So they just mock me, probably into range of Beedrill. I mean, I was already in range of Beedrill. Zapdos actually comes out here. I'm gonna Thunderbolt this, it should 2-hit KO. They just go for Hidden Power, so I just get to Thunderbolt again here. And then I'm pretty sure Keldeo just kind of comes out and wins. Maybe. So I don't really have a reason to keep this Pokemon. Yeah, in case they try to do something like that, I can just U-turn out here. And they just go ahead and forfeit. There was no reason to keep Coco. It doesn't beat Umbreon anyway, so like, there was no reason for me to switch it out right there. We're able to go ahead and win. I'm not going to make that the last game just because that was relatively quick, so I'll be right back with another one. Alright, I got the next game right here, going to be up against a pretty standard offense build. We'll probably make this the last one, and I think I need to keep Coco healthy just for the Lucha. Keldeo's water type attacks right here just completely rip through my opponent's team. Kind of tempted to lead off with it on potentially Medicham, but I think they see that and they'll probably lead off with either Coco or Kartana, so I'm actually thinking Jirachi lead right here is better. Yeah, so they do lead off with Coco, which is very good for me. I'll go ahead and get up my rocks as they Voltage out. The crit's kind of annoying because I want to keep this healthy for Magearna if possible. I'll go Torn here because I can't let that take an Earthquake, and I mean, I'll just Raw Hurricane here. I don't really see a drawback to that play. They actually go out into Coco again. Yeah, so I'm able to hit that for a bit, and I'll just go Coco here. Like, I really can't let Jirachi take another hit just because of the Magearna still being a thing. So I'll go right here for a Thunderbolt on the Volt. Probably Landorus coming out is what I'd guess. Yeah, Landorus just come out. So it showed Rocks. I'm going to go back to Torn. On just an Earthquake, okay. I'm going to opt to U-turn out here, I think. No, I'm just going to Z. They go Coco, okay, so this is definitely roosting. I'm just going to go for a U-turn. Yeah, okay, I figured that was worth it just to scout their play. Cart can come in here and put some pressure on right now, which I value a lot. Coco just got weakened, and I said I didn't want to get weakened, so that's kind of interesting. I'll go for Leaf Blade here. Landorus Therian comes in. I'll go Torn on this. I could lose to the Hawlucha because I was kind of ignorant about that decision. Coco comes back. Okay, I'm just going to let Jirachi take the damage here. And probably just U-turn out here is what I'm thinking. He should go Landorus again. I really need to start pressuring with my Keldeo. Like, I haven't gotten that in once, and it's the Pokemon that completely destroys my opponent, so this is all okay with me. I'll live a Volt easily. Magearna is just going to be a giant threat late game. That's all I see right here. Okay, Keldeo, come in and claim your Mon. I'm gonna go right here for a Scald, and probably kill something. Hard Gear. Okay, it's AV Gear. That's really good for me. Free Volt for my opponent is kind of annoying. I'll go here into Jirachi. Yeah, Volt comes out, and they get Switch Initiative here, so this is kind of bad. Because, yeah, Coco would always come back. I just go Cart, and I believe I just click Smart Strike. Yeah, Smart Strike's not a bad play. I don't think you ever go hard Kartana of your own. Like, why would you risk that when you have a 12% Lander sitting right there? They do risk Kartana, huh? Do not agree with that, but okay. I'll go Torn here, it's my best response. And that Hawlucha is just looking like a giant threat. I can't believe I forgot that it was alive, and I just let my Coco get weakened. That's usually never a mistake I would make. Sacred Sword, okay. I'm gonna defog, these hazards are annoying. And I will actually just click Knock Off here, I think. Is that a good decision? Yeah, I'll knock here. I really don't care about the Magearna anymore knocking me out with a Volt. They actually opt to go for Flare Cannon, which is really great because what the scenario allows me to do now is get in my Coco, and I can actually put myself in a range where I don't lose to this Pokemon now. So let's roost up on the Flare Cannon. Okay. Is that a crit? Why did it do so much? Okay, I guess I'll roost up again here on the Volt, and now I'm out of range of Hawlucha again, so I value that a lot right here. And I can actually win this game now that I have damage on Magearna, and Kartana. Smart Strike just looks like a very viable endgame. I do need to get rid of that Hawlucha first, and I do need to get a little bit more chip on the Kartana here, so let's see if we can make that happen. This is definitely not over yet. Medicham comes out, okay. So it's going to fake out here just in an attempt to put me back in range of that Pokemon. I'm going to go Absol. As it actually just goes right for Zen Headbutt, so that's even better. I need to hit a Play Rough. I do. And it does not kill, unfortunately. Kind of needed it too. Actually, I can force 2 kills here. Because what I do is I go out into this. I click Smart Strike. He actually just goes hard Lucha here. Okay, so I just go Coco. And I think my Kartana can win late game. With just Smart Strike alone. Yep, SD's up. I always live anything unless it's Poison Jab. If it's Poison Jab, GG. It's not Poison Jab, okay. So, like, my opponent might have actually messed up in this scenario. Medicham comes in. Goes for a Fake Out. I bring in Cart here. I believe my optimal play is Smart Strike. Lando Sack, nice. Cart would have to come in here. Yep, I always have to go Keldeo. Oh, they had all that pummeling. Okay, actually, can I win this? I have to Sacred Sword, that's a given. Huh. Does Magearna live one from 56, is the question. If not, I think I actually win this game right now. I don't think Coco takes one from 48, does it? Coco, it ate it. How well? 40%. Okay, I'm going to calculate against the Magearna. Unfortunately, I kind of messed up my early game there. I think I played the end game right, but the fact that I put myself in a position where I had to sack a Pokemon just to roost up my Coco was really, really bad on my part. So let's go ahead and calc this right here. Against Magearna, would I have knocked that out, assuming I had the damage on Coco right there? Kartana Scarf Sacred Sword. It looks like it actually probably was a roll, it looks like. 46 to 54. Never mind. Magearna could have come in too if it really wanted to, but then, like, either way, they would be risking a crit. It came down to the crit, but, I mean, obviously, that's just hack. So I did hope you all enjoyed. I believe we went 4-2, and there were a lot of good games, for sure, and I'll see you all next time. Later.